What's up? What's up? How is everybody doing? Forza Milan, as always. Always Forza Milan. Guys, Juventus is coming closer. D-Day is closer. And soon enough, guys, we are going to be playing against Juve, a team that is arguably the most difficult team to play against, but it is a team that really has always gotten the best out of AC Milan. Because when you play against Juve, you play for real. You play serious. You play to focus. You play to win. Because those years when you beat Juventus are the years that you know that you have taken that step. You beat Juve, you beat Inter, you beat all these teams, and you have taken that step. So there's an opportunity. Milan will go in for the kill because that's what they do. This is the kind of breed that these players are. They believe in themselves. The coach believes in the squad. The coach today in the press conference was very confident the way he spoke, very calm, very aware of the ability of the players. So there's a lot of confidence in the locker room. But there's things to discuss, guys. There's a lot of topics that we need to discuss. A lot of things that can prevent AC Milan from having a great game. Anyway, guys, what is up? Joel, how you doing? Milan fans, we want Serbia striker Paolo Maldini say less. The signing that we're talking about after 20 January was Lazetic. I won't say much because I don't know him. What's up, guys? Let me say hi. First of all, Orlando, Forza Milan, Jamal, Forza Milan, Joel, Forza Milan, Hillary, Okoli, Ancelotti, Forza Milan, Chashui, Chachu, I can't say that. I don't know how to say that. Good evening. Moab, good evening. What's up, guys? It is AC Milan time. It is Milan time. So it's time to discuss all the great things that are happening today in the world of AC Milan. First of all, let's start with Lazetic. Okay, so this is what has come out so far. Pellegri, the operation Pellegri did not work out because Milan wanted to pay 3.5. Monaco said no. To be honest with you, if I was Monaco, I would say no too. So I'm not surprised by this because if Milan wanted the opportunity to pay this player 3.5 plus bonuses, so a cheap investment, and then hope that he would grow and he would score goals, grow at Torino, and then maybe sell him for 20 million, sell him for 25 million. But think about the business. If you are Monaco, you can do, hey, why don't I just do that? Instead of giving you the 3.5, let me just do that. I'll get some of my money back, or maybe he will become good and we can use him. So I understand why Monaco would not do this operation. It totally makes sense. Hey, you know what? Milan didn't think that the investment was what Monaco was asking for. So it is what it is. It looks like Pellegrini is going to go back to Monaco, but Monaco is going to send him on loan to Torino. So the operation itself is still going to be happening, but Milan is not going to be part of it anymore. So in response to this, Lazetic has appeared out of nowhere. The journalist, the Milan media world is saying that this is a done deal, that Tuesday this is going to be done. It's just a matter of details, blah, 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 blah. So they're saying that they have gone for this player here, Marko Lazetic. So let's get straight into this because this is the biggest news of the day, and let's see what this is all about. Marko Lazetic seems to be just one step away from joining AC Milan on a permanent basis this month. It came a bit out of nowhere as the RossonARI only just failed to secure Pietro Pellegri from Monaco. Paolo Maldini and Ricky Massara initially wanted to fast-track the permanent signing of Pellegri, but they were unable to reach an agreement with Monaco, which we just spoke about. As a result, they will return to the French side and then join Torino on loan. All of this prompted Milan to make a move for a young striker and on the market, namely Marko Lazetic. 18 years old, has scored 1 goal for Red Star Belgrade's first team this season and has been touted as a very promising striker. According to Pietro Mazzarra of Milan News, the transfer fee should be of 5 million. Guys, 5 million for an 18-year-old is not something that an investment. That's an investment. Usually 18-year-olds do not cost 5 million. 18-year-olds cost what we paid Kalulu, 400K, 300K, 250K, 800K. So it's rare to get 18-year-olds that cost over a million, but Milan is willing to spend 5 million on this player. Remember that Milan has these scouts that have shown to be extremely talented. No matter how you want to spin it, the Milan scouts are extremely talented. They have individualized players for the first team that have been absolutely superlative. Superlative. We're talking about high level ability of scouting. High level ability of scouting. Look at Kalulu, look at Leao, look at Brahim Diaz, look at Salamakers, Tomori. Look at how they developed Calabria, Teo Hernandez, how they were developing Donnarumma, Benacer, how they developed Benacer, Tonali, all these youngsters that are killing it in a league where they are amongst the young ones. So they're beating the players that are older than them, that have more experience for them. So whatever the Milan scouting department is doing great. So now we look at this. 5 million. So the Milan scouting department has studied this player, because they didn't just go and see, oh, okay, we didn't get Pellegri, so let's go see right away. No, they've been looking at this player for a long time, like they look at all players. All these players are being monitored for months, for weeks, sometimes even for years. So this player was amongst the list. He was in the list of players that were being monitored. And it looks like Milan has the opportunity to get him. Let's see, guys. Let's see what this ends up being. 18 years old. They obviously, it's a development situation. So he's going to come in the squad, and I mean, I don't even know how much he will play, guys, to be honest with you, because 18 years old, who are you taking minutes away from? Are you taking minutes away from Giroud? I don't think so. Are you taking minutes away from Ibrahimovic? I really don't think so. So we'll see how he will be used, and if he will be used, and essentially we will find out what was the purpose of this. We needed a young player. They've been saying we need a young striker. We need a young striker. We need a young striker. So they got a young striker. Anyway, let's keep on talking about this. Let's see what happens. According to Pietro Mazzarra of Milan News, the transfer fee should be 5 million plus bonuses, as well as a percentage on a future resale. Okay. Serbian outlet Moza Sport adds that it will be 4 million in 2 installments, 1 million in bonuses, and a 10% resale clause. This is a serious investment for a very young player. Daniele Longo also stated that Lazetic will be part of Milan's first team rather than the Primavera. So he will be kind of like a Maldini. He will be like a Maldini, kind of doing what Maldini does, and kind of be, asked to play when he needs to play. Probably play like the last 10 minutes of a game. Most likely, we're not going to see much of him. This is just, I guess, a matter of numbers, and to have a player that is not injured, because Giroud and Ibra, with the injuries that we have, you never know. So having this extra player that is there in case players get injured and you need a player there is good. With Pellegri, we weren't getting that. Even though Pellegri wasn't playing much, when we did need him, he was injured. So at the end of the day, I understand the investment, right? I understand the investment. They said this player to us is only worth 3.5, blah, 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 because maybe there is this thing about the prone to injury situation. Monaco said, no, forget about it. We'll keep him. We'll do this operation. We'll take over operation, and we'll make the money. It is what it is. It is what it is. So anyway, here it is, guys. It looks like this is going to be the first player to arrive at AC Milan. Youngster, very young. Let's see this club do what Allegri, for example, in his press conference was actually he was complimenting Milan's style of building the team from this style of building the team, guys. I'm telling you, what Milan is doing right now is revolutionary as far as Italy goes. Okay, this is a revolutionary thing in Italy. The way they play football, this mixture of total football in which they more formation, and their ideas are super clear, based on building players from scratch, building the players from scratch. Because essentially, Elliott told AC Milan, told Maldini, look, the goal, sustainability. All right, you build a winning team, but at the same time, you need to build sustainability, because once you will achieve sustainability, this team will skyrocket. So this is what they're doing, and this is the correct way to do it. This is the correct way. It's the responsible way to do it, and it's paying off. It's paying its dividends. So at this moment, we should be very grateful and very happy with the work that Maldini and his team and everybody there that they're doing to keep this club competitive with all the financial limitations that it has. We were looking the other day at the wages, the average wages of Bayern Munich players, right? It was crazy. You had players that are making 10 million, 12 million, the bench players making 6 million, you know. For us, it's a very different world. It's a very different world when it comes to the wages. We are not a competitive team when it comes to wages. So what do we have to do? We have to grow them from scratch, but then we have to win, and we have to win, and we have to keep on progressing to the next stage by winning, because that's the only way to build the treasure chest in order to keep these players. So the project right now is going great. The team, it knows what it needs to do. The team knows what it wants to do. This team is ready to kick ass, and they'll go on the field to kick ass. They're going to go on the field to kick ass. They're not going to go there and be scared of Juventus. They're going to go there to kick ass. And this is just the way it is. And guys, but I want to talk about the Juventus Milan game, and I also want to talk about the Inter game that they won at the last minute. So the Juve game, first of all, I do not want to make excuses, but there are things that Milan is always is fighting an uphill battle. Okay, the stadium being empty when maybe arguably, according to how the Liga has imposed these rules, it doesn't make sense, because at Venezia, 5,000 people, the stadium is full, completely different. While at San Siro, 5,000 people, the stadium is just basically empty. The ratio, according to how many people those stadiums hold, and these regulations do not make any sense, and it hurts Milan. It hurts Milan's the wallet, and it hurts Milan as far as having that 12th player against Juve. Number one. Number two, the field. The field is a disaster. San Siro has been abused for the past 2 weeks. Every single 3 days, there's a game there. Guys, we're playing against Juventus in a field that today, all the Inter players said was disgusting. Inzaghi said the field today is unplayable. Zeko came out and said the field today is unplayable. This field is just absolutely atrocious. So now we're playing against Juventus in this field that is atrocious, and we're playing against Inter in this field that is atrocious. Milan is fighting an uphill battle, but this is not an excuse. It is through these obstacles that you go through to the other side. There's no gain without pain, and Milan has to be stronger. Milan has to be stronger than all these factors, and they have to go on the pitch to win. They have to go on the pitch to believe that they have everything they need to win, and keep on going forward in their journey. Okay, anyway, let's keep on talking about other stuff. The Milan are producing a new Vlahovic. We'll see. Let's see, guys. This idea of saying that Lazetic is like the new Vlahovic already it's a mistake. It's a mistake, and we have to talk about this, okay, guys? So there is some negative shit that is happening around the Milan world that we got to talk about. All right, the team is great. What's happening on the field, what's happening at Milanello, everything there, the machine is perfect. It's working beautifully. The idea is very clear. But on the outside, the media and the propaganda is literally, it's atrocious. It is atrocious. I mean, let's be clear. I've never really cared about the transfer market until I started doing this, but now I kind of have to follow it every day. And it is clear that the media can affect the team, can affect the way fans think about something, and they can change things. It has this pull in order to enable to change things. The media right now is completely messing up when it comes to AC Milan. Today, they asked Stefano Pioli about this idea of Ibrahimovic being number 10. His answer was no. Just stop. Okay, that was the gist of his answer. All right. So the media is and this push to say that Brahim Diaz is no good. I mean, also again, Pioli today was clear. He was clear as hell, and he said Brahim Diaz, he had this moment that he lost condition, but right now he got his rhythm back, and he is creating. He's helping the team create, and he's creating spaces for the other players to create, to score, and to do all these things. So his work that is there. But he also said he's a number 10, and from our number 10s, we always are going to expect magical things. Okay, so he's not neglecting that he's not doing it, but the functionality of Diaz is working. It is working. Pioli knows it's working. We don't need Pellegri to tell us how to fucking put Milan on the field. No disrespect to Pellegri, the philosopher, Pellegri, the poet, Pellegri, the greatest AC Milan journalist that has ever lived. No disrespect to him, but please do not get involved in the tactics of the team. Leave that shit to the professionals. You fucking do your job. Let Pioli do his job. So the journalists and their pushes, maybe I hope that the energy that they're sending out is going to be received in a positive way, meaning Brahim Diaz is going to be like, you know what? Screw these guys. I'm going to show them what's up, and he's going to go in the field, and he's going to be even more motivated to play. Maybe that's the outcome of it, right? And if that's the outcome of it, then okay, great. In hindsight, great. It worked out. It did what it needed to do. But if in hindsight it doesn't work out, then like, what are you doing? What are you doing? All right. Okay, guys. So there's more interesting news. Wait, the game is at San Siro, but Inter will also play at San Siro. Yes, the game is at San Siro, and the game after that, which is going to be 2 weeks later, is going to be at the San Siro again. San Siro is done, man. It's iconic that stadium is done. Yes, guys, the San Siro, it's been a very kind stadium. It's been a very magical stadium. It's been a stadium that at one point was world class as far as infrastructure and all that stuff. But right now, the world is moving on. Technology is moving on. Infrastructure is improving. Our ability to build and engineer, buildings and stadiums at high level, whatever, we have the ability to do that. So it is time to move on from the San Siro and to create a magical stadium, super advanced, and with a whole lot of businesses that will just make Milan money, right? Make Milan a lot of money. And, San Siro will be a museum piece. It will be for the museum. It's time for it to be at the museum. I wonder how Diaz will play tomorrow. He will add pressure for our double pivot. Yeah, let's see how he does play tomorrow. It seemed like that Pioli is choosing Diaz tomorrow, but I don't know. We will see if this will be the case. I think he's going to play fine. I mean, I think he's going to play fine. There are going to be moments when McKennie, Locatelli, and Rabiot, and freaking the other guy, with whatever his name is, Bentancur, they're going to push him off the ball, and he's going to be on the ground. Those moments are going to be there, but there's going to be a lot of moments where Brahim Diaz is going to turn around with the ball, bring the ball forward fast. He's going to create one pass, but then it's going to lead to another, then it's going to lead to another, then it's going to lead to another. But he will create that inertia, that rhythm of inertia. He has a very fast tempo rhythm of inertia. He can do that. I know there's more he needs to do. And I know there's the physical aspect right now seems a little bit dodgy for many people. I totally understand that. But he definitely has the tools to hurt Juve. I mean, he's shown it. He's shown it already. He's shown it when he was even lighter or even less experienced. He hurt Juve. He was the first guy to score that magical goal against Juve. When Pioli, we forget that when Pioli decided to put Brahim Diaz as a starter, that's when Milan got back in the Champions League. All right. Who did he take out? He took out Rebic, by the way. He took out Rebic for Brahim Diaz, and then he put Çalhanoğlu on the left. Okay, because he wanted balance. He wanted balance, 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 and he wanted also the team to hurt. Brahim Diaz offered exactly that. He offered that balance, attacking threat balance, but Çalhanoğlu obviously played as a central, can play as a midzala, so he can defend the field like a normal midfielder. Çalhanoğlu, guys, for me was always a great player. I don't understand why the fans hated on him, but whatever. But that was the move that made Milan jump back in the Champions League when Pioli put Brahim Diaz over Rebic. Then that game, Ibrahimovic got injured, and then Rebic came in. Then Rebic participated in that process of getting back into the Champions League. But essentially, that game, the way Pioli envisioned it, was Ibra, center forward, Çalhanoğlu on the left, Brahim Diaz in the center, Salamakers on the right, and then the double pivots. These people that work at Milanello, they have eyes. They have eyes. They are seeing what this player does in training. He's probably doing things in training that we can't even imagine. Taking on freaking Tomori, taking on Chiair, taking on Romagnoli, and doing crazy things. We don't see it. So But listen, the thing is this: Pioli did say that Brahim Diaz lost the form. He did say that. He said it, that right now he lost his condition. But he's also saying in the press conference today, he said that Brahim Diaz is back at his rhythms, okay? He's back at his rhythms, so he's confident. He has confidence in the player. I'm glad Calabria is back. Yes, sir. Absolutely. That is a great player to have back in the team. So were the rumors true? Pellegri wanting to leave us because of game time, but he's always injured. Well, it looks like Pellegri is going to be leaving, and we spoke about Marko Lazetic. Marko Lazetic seems to be the player that is going to take that role, this young striker that they want in the team to build. I mean, I guess you get this player. Next year, bring back Colombo. Like, let's see what Colombo can do, Let's see what Colombo can do. I haven't heard much of them recently. I don't know if maybe he has stopped scoring. But there was a lot of propaganda around Colombo. I mean, I believe it was Masada or one of those guys told the what team is he in? I forget the team he's in. But pretty much told them, hey, this is going to be the best striker in Serie B. And this is that's how he sold Colombo. So if let's see what happens with Colombo too. Okay, all right. Let's see what else is happening here, guys. Let's get back to some reports. Let's see. Let's go to this. Belotti. Sport Italia. Toronto table contract worth over 50 million for Milan target Belotti. Obviously, I don't think Milan can compete with that. I don't think Milan can compete. At this point, it's about the player. It's about what the player wants. Andrea Bellotti's contract will expire at the end of the season, and after 7 years at the club, it seems Il Gallo is ready to move on. AC Milan are one of the teams interested, but the competition's fierce. 10 days ago, Corriere della Sera reported that Bellotti isn't keen on moving to Newcastle or Toronto, as he would prefer to join Milan. The Rossoneri are indeed interested, and since Bellotti is a boyhood fan of the club, it would make sense. The best part of all of this is this. The Rossoneri are indeed interested. However, the temptation of another offer might put Bellotti on different thoughts. According to Gianluigi Longari of Sport Italia, Toronto are very keen on the striker after securing the services of his compatriot Lorenzo Insigne. In fact, they have tabled a 5-year contract worth 10 million per season. Mamma mia! Plus an additional 5 million in bonuses linked to objectives. What? These guys have monopoly money. What? Nah, this is I don't believe this. I truly don't believe this. Bellotti hasn't decided his future yet, per the reporter, as he's also evaluating other offers. What, guys? Toronto going to give Bellotti 10 million a season? and they're giving Insigne some crazy amount too. That is just not true, guys. There's no way that is true. Listen, this is the way I see Belotti. I know people disagree with me on this, but it is what it is. Belotti is a player that has absolutely incredible weapons. Okay, his shot from distance is top notch. His shot, his goal from the small box is very good. Headers, volleys, through balls, crosses, keeps the ball. The way he shields the ball, plays back to goal. For Milan, Belotti will be the perfect kind of player because he plays that Milan style and he plays with a lot of intensity. He's super intense the whole time and he's very smart with the ball. Now, at Torino, he's not performing, okay? He's not performing because that club is a mess and that club just imprisoned him and maybe ruined his career. Maybe ruined his career. And it is a shame, and it is so bad that these presidents of these smaller clubs just, it's so immoral. It's so immoral to not allow these players to bloom and to flower. It is so immoral to do that. It is immoral. I don't want to even say what I really think, but it is immoral, guys. This is immoral. It is no soul, no spirit. This is just treating humans like like merchandise. It is terrible. And what they did with Belotti was terrible. Was absolutely terrible. I'm sorry, but this is the truth. There's you had nothing justifies you keeping this player from advancing his career. Like what a bad person you have to be to not allow that. And that is just a fact. And Cairo has been absolutely atrocious with how he has treated Belotti, and Belotti also needs more character. So if Belotti does have a weakness, I'm seeing could be the character, but he's just like this nice guy, but he's a yes man. Belotti is a yes man. But yes man guys, they get the job done. The yes man. But anyway, I think if he does come to Milan, he is going to explode. Everything that he's wanted to let out all these years, his dream of playing for AC Milan and playing in the Champions League for AC Milan, he wants that to happen. And I see that being a very good thing for Milan. Now, of course, I'm not saying that Belotti is going to be the hero that is going to save everything, but we have to progress forward. So we can't have only one good striker. We need to have many good strikers. All right. A good team, a Champions League winning team, has at least three good strikers. Having Giroud, Belotti, and Ibra for the Champions League next year, are you kidding me? I would any coach would sign up for that. Any coach would sign up for that. It's not even a matter of discussion. It's not even a matter of discussion. Of course, there's many strikers that Milan can go for, and there's many maybe younger strikers that could be projected to go further ahead, but it would be a wasted opportunity. Belotti is the time right now. This is his opportunity to do it. All right, that's the Belotti story. Let's move on to Ali. Let's see what's happening with Ali and Kessie. Ali, I believe, was the captain of his team today. Milan preparing for post-Kessie as midfield loanees will return. Let's see what this is. Opinion piece. Frank Kessie's future has been a hot topic lately, and that is hold on. Frank Kessie's future has been a hot topic lately, and that is understandable, seeing as his contract with AC Milan will expire in the summer. By the looks of it, the Rossoneri are planning for a scenario in which he leaves. The midfielder has been a key player for Milan in the last few years, and it would indeed be a shame to lose him for free. Okay, we know this. Let's get to the meat and potatoes. According to today's edition of Corriere della Sera, Milan have put 6 million per year on the table, but Kessie wants 8 million. Man, that's 6 million. Damn. The distance between the parties is still significant. In other words, and the solution looks difficult. Now, Pellegri said, this is what Pellegri said. And, whether you take what he says with a grain of salt, but he is the journalist that is closest to the Milan machine. So it's just the way it is. You can argue against it or you can argue for it, but That's what he says. Sometimes, most of the time, it's probably true, but he's saying that Kessie is staying until the end of the summer. So he's saying that Kessie is not leaving in January, and that he's going to be in Milan, and he's going to stay until the end of the summer. And I'm happy with that, because if the agreement with Kessie is, look, after the AFCON, come back and just do what you do and help us either win the Scudetto or finish in the top four. Use all your talents, everything you got. Do this one more thing, and then we're already making our moves. Blah blah blah, and you can go to whatever team you wanted to go. We're not going over 6 million, so if you're not going to accept 6 million, do your thing. But in the meantime, you can stay here till the end of the summer and help us, and that could be a solution. That because Pioli respects the player, Pioli respects the technical ability of the player. This player is respected in the whole freaking Milanello. He's respected, so they know what he can do. They know what he can bring. Kessie is a very, very good player, a player of great impact, a player that helps you wins games, because that is the most important thing in the end. It's winning games, and Kessie is very good at helping the team win games. So if he can do that until the end, up until summer, that could be a solution that could make a lot of people happy. And then he goes. We'll see what Ali is all about. By the way, in the summer, the Rossoneri will welcome Yacine Ali and Tommaso Pobega back to the club as the loans will expire. Two midfielders that want to fight for a starting spot and seemingly have what it takes to do so. In that sense, Milan will be able to cover Kessie's exit. Now, this here is an opinion that I do not share. I do not share this opinion, but I could be wrong about it. I could be completely wrong about it. I don't know whether or not Pobega or Ali can replace Kessie. In my opinion, Kessie is a player of very, very high level, and you can only replace him with another player of that same high level. And Renato Sanchez, to me, seems like the best name, because international, won the Euros, already has experience, high-level football. I've seen this guy play. He's exceptional football player. Renato Sanchez, very technical, very creative, never loses the ball, and he's aggressive, and he's got that warrior attitude to him as well. I mean, he's a Portuguese midfielder. He's the Portuguese develop always very, very good players. We see it in Leao. We see it in Cristiano Ronaldo. We see it in many Portuguese players throughout history, a country that produces always exceptional talent. So, Sanchez, yes, sir, let's do it. We did talk the other day with Laird about, if Sanchez comes, then we might have too many midfielders. Pobega, Ali, Benacer, Tonali, Bakayoko, and Sanchez. It is true that is an overload. Now, the question comes, if Sanchez does come, who do you sacrifice? Pobega? I don't want to sacrifice Pobega. But obviously, if I were to compare Pobega and Sanchez, I would obviously go with Sanchez as the much better player. But we don't know what Pobega can do. We don't know. We got to see him. We know what Calabria was able to do. So Milan needs to show what their talents can do, because the missing Pessina, Locatelli, Cristante, and so many other players. The reason why there's this documentary that came out about the Milan youth system, and it came out in 2014, called The Future, right? And I didn't know that this existed, and I was told it existed. Guys, I don't want to even see it. I don't want to see it because in that video, 2014, they're probably showing us images of Locatelli training with the youngsters, of Pessina training with the youngsters, of all these players training with the youngsters that now are making headlines in other teams. So what future are you talking about? What future are you talking about? There's one thing that Milan has completely been a failure at, is developing talent from the start, from the get-go. This is it's been a failure. They need to fix this. You fix this and sustainability, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy, what a club. Create champions from when they start, from when they're children. Develop them, build them from when they're children, and be a sustainable club with its own stadium. Forget about it, guys. Forget about it. football becomes a new thing. We're going to reinvent football if we can achieve that. So they got to do this. They got to do it. It's got to work out. Okay. Let's move on to. Let's see. Okay, guys. This story here keeps on looming. It keeps coming back. And these journalists, guys, one day they're saying Bobman is not coming, it's done. That same day, the other journalist says, guys, Bobman is coming. Then the next day, they both saying that he's not coming. Then the next day, they're both saying that they're coming. Then the next day, one guy that was saying he wasn't coming, now saying he's coming. This other guy that said he wasn't coming, now he said he's coming. What the hell, man? By doing this Milan Daily, I am seeing even more how these journalists just I don't even know how to describe what they do. I don't even know how to describe it. Like, the thing about it is that you're communicating to so many people, thousands and thousands of people. I mean, you would want to have some kind of assurance in what you're saying is true rather than just spreading rumors. Anyway, now let's see, guys. I'm not saying that this is getting tiring. Guys, if Bobman does come to Milan, that'll be excellent. But let's remember some things. Pellegri, again, the guy that is closest to Milan, right, says that the first objective was Bremen. It never was Botman. The question is it a psyop? Are they telling him, hey, Pellegri, today I want you to say this. I want you to deflect the topic on someone else. So the question is are they spreading false rumors in order to one up competition, or in order to just bring the attention away? Who knows? Honestly, who knows? At this point, that could even be true. That could even be true because they're saying different things literally every single day. Anyway, Zen Botman is the primary target for AC Milan's defensive department, and talks are ongoing with Lille to discuss the matter. However, it's not certain that the Dutch international will arrive this month. The RossonARI really wants Botman to reinforce their defense, not just short term, but also for the future, and are thus willing to wait until the summer as well. This seems to be the most realistic option for the time being, given Lille's stance. Okay. According to Daniele Longo, there are continuous talks between Milan and Lille over the potential transfer. The RossonARI have excellent confidence. This is very bold. It's very bold to write that. The RossonARI have excellent confidence that a move will materialize, if not for this month, then in the summer. Longo has also added that Milan are working on bringing in a young striker as well, considering the early exit of Pietro Pellegri. The latter will return to Monaco and then join Torino on loan after just 127 minutes played for the RossonARI. All right. Guys, hold on one second. All right. We're back. Okay, so this Botman thing, guys, is it going to happen? Now, listen, from a logical standpoint, I am thinking that it's going to be something like this operation here. Marko Lazetic, a player that we never heard of, is just going to show up, and it's going to be some kind of loan deal, because the essence of the defender is essentially for the numbers, really. Botman coming in January would be a huge operation. It would be like a summer transfer market operation, especially because you're extracting a player that is in a Champions League team that has the Champions League to fight for and has Champions League spot to fight for in the Ligue 1. So you're extracting a player that is very important, and you're extracting a key player from a team in the top competitions of Europe. I don't know, guys. Those numbers are just not adding up to me. In order to do that, you'd have to give him a lot of money. So only time will tell. I'm not going to say a left or right for this one. I'm not going to say whether this is going to happen or not. I'm just going to see what is going to happen. Do I think he's going to be an AC Milan player? I don't know. And sometimes we just have to be humble and just say, I don't know. I mean, who would have expected Marko Lazetic to be the striker that Milan was looking for? You know, after we're asking for Hazard, we're asking for Salah, we're asking for the new Romario, we're asking for the new Rui Costa, we're asking for Kaká, we're asking for Siro, we're asking for Pirlo, but instead we get Marko Lazetic, 18-year-old from Red Star. Very, very interesting time we're living in Milan's history. Very interesting times. All right, let's see what some of you guys are saying, and then we'll get back into the reports. Ancelotti says the double pivot will be Tonali and Krunic, according to Sky. Yeah, I like that. Tonali and Krunic. Tonali will provide all the muscle. Krunic will provide the pressure in the attack and midfield space. So it seems like the goal is to press high. So this is what we know. Milan tomorrow is going to press high. If Krunic is playing, Milan is going to press high. Imagine he leaves for MLS. Torino ruined that man's career. Yeah, so true, Joel. So true. Where the F did Torino get this money from? I don't know, man. These guys seem to have an infinite amount of money. Why do we always lose to Spezia this time of the year? Why? We needed that win, Inter scum. And guys, this is actually a great segue into the whole Inter thing. All right. And because the reason why I'm saying that Inter is one step away from becoming a European reality. Look at the games. Every game goes their way. Right now, there's this narrative going around Italy and in the Serie A universe that Inter is lucky, blah, blah, blah. It's not luck. None of this is luck. None of what Inter is doing is luck. Inter has built a very, very, very solid footballing team that is growing. It is nothing else but growing. And the fact that they can win against Venezia in the 90th minute in a game that, you know, when we are playing against Juve in such a delicate game, in such a delicate period, says a lot about the mentality of this team. Inter is moving forward very nicely towards being a very, very competitive team in Europe. As far as wages go, they already are competitive. Much more competitive than Milan. Well, actually, not that much more competitive than Milan, but competitive. So Inter is on the verge with Marotta. Marotta, someone that did it with Juventus. Obviously, Juventus has infinite funds, but Marotta with Inter is on the verge of doing what he did with Juventus, which is transforming the team into a European reality. And so Inter is on the verge of doing that. Milan is one step behind. We're still one step behind. And you can almost see it. You can almost see it in the game against Spezia, our game against Spezia, and their game against Venezia. In our game against Spezia, we did score in the 90th minute to propel us to great morale and great 3 points at the San Siro. But unfortunately, we were unlucky. So we have this thing about facing an uphill battle, right? We have to be stronger than the wind that is pushing against us. But Milan did score in the 90th minute, even though the details, guys, let's talk about the details. What are the details? The details. Now, I'm not going to blame anybody. I'm not going to do that game. I'm not going to play the game of blaming anybody. But let's look at the details. At the 90th minute, Rebic has the ball. He passes the ball to Messias. Rebic sees who he's passing the ball to. Rebic sees the kind of space Messias has. But what does Rebic do? He shouts and asks for the foul. Now, of course, the referee, what should have the referee done? The referee should have kept on the play, see how it ended, and then call the foul, because that's standard procedure. But the referee, being inexperienced, was caught, hypnotized by Rebic's scream of agony when he got put down, and that that made the referee blow the whistle prematurely, premature ejaculation. So, and that is that step, right? It's not the referee; it's Rebic. Why in the Inter, Dzeko scores that last goal. They score. They get the job done. Rebic right there, he knew the ball was going to Messias. He shouldn't have asked for the foul. Rebic should have just passed the ball and should have been quiet, right? That's the truth. And that is that step that is missing. Those tiny, tiny details, those tiny, tiny details are what are the difference between champions and losers. Tiny, tiny, miniature details. A scream. That's all it took. A scream to change the destiny of a game. A scream of agony. And we know that it was fake because as soon as he screamed, he stood up and ran to the referee saying, "Why did you call the foul? Why did you call the foul? Why did you do it?" And the referee in shock was like, "Oh my God, I'm sorry. Oh my God, I'm sorry." But Rebic, the reason why he called it is because you screamed in agony, but you weren't hurt. Because as soon as you saw the ref didn't whistle, you stood up, you ran, and you weren't putting your hands on your ankles. You weren't saying, "Oh, look, I'm hurt, I'm hurt." You're telling the referee, why did he call the foul that I shouted for? I shouted for this foul. Why did you call for it? Those details, guys. Those details. I'm not blaming Rebic, but Rebic was part of that sequence of events. The first thing I saw when I saw that sequence of events was that scream. It's like, damn, why did you scream like that? That's the first thing I saw. But anyway, guys, those little tiny details are what make you a champion or not. And we're not there yet. We're just not there. Because, guys, what do you think is going to happen next time Rebic is in a situation like that? Do you think he's going to scream and ask for a foul? No, he's going to look at where the ball goes first, and then he's going to wait for the final ending. Because the whole team learned that. The whole team learned that. I agree, but was desperation, and he was not focused on what was happening next. What Inter Milan always do is that they always take point from all the small teams. We don't drop points against them. That's why. But we always fumble with small teams, and we need to progress, guys. We have Davide Romano here. What's up? Has there been a bigger heartbreak moment this season than Spezia? Maybe a Kyer injury. It was a pretty heartbreaking moment. Yeah, it was a pretty heartbreaking moment for sure. Kyer injury also. The game against Atletico Madrid was heartbreaking. There was a lot of heartbreaking moments for sure. Boab, I hope Milan win the league. But that was, yeah. All right, guys. So anyway, we're talking about the difference between why Inter is first and we are second. And when we had the opportunity to become first, when we needed to push harder than the wind that was blowing against us, we just didn't. We didn't do it. That's that step. See, this is what I'm saying. When it comes to Europe, Inter is us in the Serie A, right? So they're on the verge of making that step, and next year probably they're going to be a team that will keep on making the quarterfinals, etc., etc. Maybe semifinals. They're going to be that kind of team. Milan now needs to make that step and reach where Inter is at now in the Serie A. They need to, and they're close. Milan is really close. We're really close. Now, great opportunity tomorrow against Juve. We have a great opportunity to get 3 points against a big team and keep the 5th place at bay. If I am Pioli right now, the way I'm feeling this Campionato is 2 things. It's 2 things. One, I'm playing to win it. I play every single game because I believe I can win the Scudetto, and I play to win the Scudetto. That's the number one thing I do, and nothing else. That's the number one thing. And in doing that, I assure that by May, by the end of April, beginning of May, 5th spot is at least 10 points behind me. At least 10 points behind me. If 5th spot by May is 10 points behind me, I can go in that final rush, being relaxed, knowing that I will not sacrifice the Champions League spot, and that I will be focused on winning every game to win the Scudetto. This is what Pioli needs to do. He needs to fight to win the Scudetto and to accumulate at least minus 10 from the 5th spot by May 1st. If he does this, we're winning. Forza Milan, what's up? Do you think Benacer will start? I hope he does, even though he's been away. We're going to talk about Benacer because he was asked in the press conference about Benacer. I think they wrote about Benacer in one of the reports, so we're going to see what the deal is. Tomorrow's game is really important. I don't want to have a heart attack moment like last season when we almost fumbled top four. Right. We shouldn't. We shouldn't. And that's the progression, you know. Some people are saying, you know, if we reach second, there's no progress. Correct? From last year. Even though that is technically not entirely correct, but there is one thing that you can calculate and say, okay, there is a progress. If we can maintain top four till the end of the season, that is progress. If by the end of the season we've always been in the top four bracket, that is progress from last year. So that is actually something that you bring up. That is a good point. We mustn't fumble top four, and that is progress from last year. There's no chemistry between Diaz and Ibrahimovic. I haven't seen a match Diaz assisted Ibrahimovic, just like Ibrahimovic and Çalhanoğlu. I don't know how to answer that. I'm not seeing that as being a problem, to be honest with you. Carletto, Ancelotti, I'm not seeing that as a problem. I'm seeing Diaz as being a player that is doing his job, but his job right now is not so close to the goal. He kind of collects the ball from just in front of the center circle and then progresses the ball into that spot. But once he gets into that spot, once he gets the ball in front of the box, you know, we mortals are asking for Diaz, show me that assist, show me that shot, show me that goal, show me that attack and play that a number 10 is supposed to do. We're asking for that, right? And also, Pioli did not shy away from that concept. He said that that's what he's expecting from Diaz too. Now, he hasn't been doing that, but he does all the other things. He does all the other things, and this is why they're seeing value in him, because they believe that as he is doing all these other things, which is comes deep on the side. We see Diaz. What does Diaz do? He comes to the left side, deep on the center line, brings the ball from the left and brings it up, starts to play with Messias, goes back to Selemakers, then sometimes he'll bring it back, then he'll do this. He's basically almost in the center of the spider web of passes, right? Now he's doing that. He is doing that, and I see him do that, and Pioli see him do that. A lot of people see him do that, and we're happy. That is very good what he's doing. Now, what is he missing? He is missing the final touch of a number 10, right? That through ball, that killer through ball that splits the defense in half, that shot that goes around the defenders like he did against Juve, like he scored against Juve. Those penetrations in the box where he can tap in the goal. So he is missing that aspect, and he needs to grow on that. And he knows it. Pioli knows it. We all know it. And then, of course, the physical aspect. He needs to get better at that. And he will. Brahim Diaz, of course, there's always could be someone better. I will not neglect that. There's always someone that can be better. But what Brahim Diaz is doing right now in the field is good for Milan, is good enough for Milan. And I really believe, like the Maldini does, like Real Madrid does, like Pioli does, that is just a matter of time until he will get to that next step. All right, because we forget these are youngsters, 22, 21, 23. They're still learning, they're still growing, they're still developing their maturity, the way they see the field, the way they learn how to mitigate against different situations. This is the phase where you learn the most. This is where they're absorbing the most, and this is where their body is growing. Diaz was not gifted with the body of Ibrahimovic. Ibrahimovic, when he was 18, he was already stronger than everybody else. Diaz does not have that gift, so he has to find a way to get through this labyrinth of obstacles on a different route, and he will, because a lot of these smaller players always do. They always find it out through technique, through football, through character, charisma. Be careful with being obsessed with his progress, and once you're at the end, everything will go mentally. I have recently experienced of that. I have no idea what you're talking about. Leao, Rebic, Salami in front for tomorrow. Rebic tomorrow, I think, is not playing. Pioli was pretty adamant in saying that when he starts the game, it's either going to be Leao or Rebic, but then during the game, depending on how the game is going, he's going to change it up. Okay, so Leao and Rebic are probably not starting unless he's going to pull something out of the rabbit out of his hat, and he's going to do something nobody expected. Okay. No more defending Diaz. No more defend. Tomorrow Diaz is going to have a great game, and he's going to show his worth. He's going to show his worth. All right, let's go to the next article here and see what's happening. Okay, we read that. We read all of this. We read a lot of these. Okay, let's read this. Let's talk about some football, guys. Milan, Juventus. Milan probable 11 for Juve encounter. Messias could play from start. AC Milan will face Juventus tomorrow evening, and there are some important returns for Stefano Pioli to consider. Therefore, we can expect some changes to the 11, which will be a strong one. There have been several different 11 reports throughout the day. At first, it was believed that Alessandro Florenzi and Ismail Benasser would start, but then they were replaced by Davide Calabria and Rade Krunic in the following update. Okay, playing mind games. We're playing mind games with the Juventus. Now, those two have been confirmed, but there's another change to consider. Junior Messias instead of Alexis Salamakers, according to Beppe Di Stefano of Sky Italia. The Brazilian winger was tested in training by Pioli earlier today. He should get the chance from start, therefore, and will be looking to get revenge for his excellent goal that wasn't given in Milan Spezia. Most likely, the 11 down below will be the one for the game. Magnan, Calabria, Kalulu, Romagnoli, Teo, Tonali, Krunic, Messias, Diaz, Leao, Ibrahimovic. Okay, right away, that formation is a formation that I don't see it happening. I don't see that happening. I see Salamakers over Messias, and I see Florenzi over Calabria. Krunic, yes, probably Krunic over Benasser, but I see it very difficult, Calabria, to come in from a start at such a very high intensity game. You need a player against Juve that has that rhythm, right? Florenzi has the rhythm right now. Against Juve, it's all rhythm. Against Juve, it's all rhythm, guys. It's all who's got the best rhythm and who can not lose the ball by implementing that rhythm. So, as far as rhythm goes, I don't believe this one. I think this one is a little bit of a deflection. I think it's going to be Florenzi, Kalulu, Romagnoli, Teo, Tonali, Krunic, Salamakers. And I think Messias is going to come in the last 30 minutes, and he's going to hurt. He's going to be used that way. Diaz is going to play. Then you're going to have Leao. You're going to have Giroud come in maybe for Diaz at a certain point. And Ibrahimovic and Diaz is going to be a 4-4-2. Rebic for Leao. Or even Rebic for Ibrahimovic. Leao in the middle. And you can put Giroud. Different options. Then you have Bakayoko you can put in if you want to clean up the defense and solidify the defense. You can put Calabria in for Florenzi and give the defense a little bit more of a push when everybody is tired. Kalulu, Romagnoli we got to watch out for, because Romagnoli just came from COVID. Every single player that comes from COVID has issues. Guys, this Aunas player that plays for Napoli, he has COVID. Now he has heart anomalies. The guy has heart issues. Come on, guys. This COVID thing is crazy. It's sad because this is the strongest attack we have. Just watch all the GSM. We play with those three. So what are your predictions for tomorrow? My prediction for tomorrow is that Milan is going to play to win. And that's the best I can do. I can't be a fortune teller here and say who's going to win, who's going to lose. One thing for sure is that Juve is going to play to win, however they play their kind of football. But when these two teams meet, it's blood. When these two teams meet, it's war. The mental state of these two of the players when these two teams meet is all in to win. So it's going to be a game that we're going to play to win. And are we going to win? I hope so. I really hope so. Can we win? 100%. Are we going to win? I want to say yes. I really do want to say yes. We have to see if Milan can be stronger than the wind that is pushing against it. Okay, right? I can even predict if there are no anomalies that happen, we're most likely winning. We're most likely winning because, in all fairness, where these teams are today, well, let's talk about where these teams are today. AC Milan, aside from this hiccup against Spezia, is in a very healthy position. Okay, he is in a very healthy position. Milan is a team right now that has very clear ideas of what kind of football Milan plays. All the players know their role perfectly. They know their role perfectly, and they know how to play great football and win big games. All of these players know it. You saw it in the press conference today when Pioli is talking about tactics, when he's just talking about the team and about everybody. You can just tell that everything at Milanello today is crystal clear. Crystal clear. All the ideas are crystal clear. All the roles are crystal clear. All the positions are crystal clear. Everybody knows what they're supposed to do, and exactly to the minimum of detail. Everybody else knows what everybody else is supposed to do. It's a well-oiled machine. Okay. Now, that's Milan today. Let's look at Juve. Juve is a team that is in a very strange position, being a team that has the highest wages in Italy, more than half of Milan. Right now, Juve pays their total in wages is 300 million, okay, in wages, while Milan is at 150 million. Okay, so his Milan is literally the half of Juventus when it comes to wages. So you have that factor to consider in, and then you have the factor that Juventus, excuse me, Juventus is all international players, all of them, experienced international players. The goalkeeper, international player with plenty of experience. Danilo plays for Brazil. Alexandro, Brazil. Delete, Holland. Bonucci, Chiellini, Italy. Bentancur, Uruguay. McKennie, USA. Locatelli, Italy. Bentancur, Uruguay. And Arthur, Brazil. Morata, Spain. Bernardeschi, Italy. Kulusevski, Sweden. All these players are international. So Juventus has a lot of experience, but the problem is that it doesn't matter if all these players have all this experience. You need to have crystal ideas. And today, in the world of football, today, you have to be creative. You have to be creative. You have to make your fans have fun. You can't play this kind of football. This kind of football, nobody follows you. Nobody will respect you. Your fans, after a long day of work, the Juventus fan, the Milan fan, the Inter fan, we want to have fun when we see our teams play. Milan is doing this for us. They're playing offensive, positive football. Juventus is not doing that. Juventus is playing this kind of football that it's antiquated. We don't want to see this kind of football anymore. We saw what it did to the national team. We saw how this football has completely destroyed the national team, and we saw how the opposite has made the national team European champions. We saw that Italy, a country that has always had this view of playing football, catenaccio, blah, 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 Spain came in, they rolled over everybody. Okay, the era of the catenaccio is over. Take the best aspects of that catenaccio, but now let's play football. Now it's time to play football, because playing football is what it's all about. Being creative, being magical, and writing these amazing stories by winning amazing games, by scoring amazing goals, etc., etc. The era of the heroic defender, it's just not. It's not fun, guys. It's anyway. So this is the issue with Juventus, that Juventus will probably allow us to play. Okay, they'll try and pressure us. But if Milan is solid, that pressure that they're going to do, I don't think it's going to be that effective. I don't think it's going to be that effective. This team is a team that closes all the spaces, and what they do is they make sure that you don't take 20 shots on goal. This is their strategy. Their strategy is that if you take 20 shots on goal, most likely you're going to score 1 or 2 goals. But if you only take 7 shots on goal, most likely you're not going to score any goals. So this is how they're going to approach this game. They're going to make sure that Milan does not take many shots on goals, and then they're going to take their chances on the counter, or they're going to build. We saw it against Inter in the Super Cup. They had this moment where all these players did these great plays, and then they scored, but then it was complete darkness after that. So they have these moments of magic, but very rarely, very rarely. So the where these clubs are today is completely different, and Milan definitely has the upper hand. Definitely has the upper hand, and this is why Milan should play this game all out to win it with no fear, no fear. Go and kill the beast as it's laying on the ground, wounded. Get the job done. But let's also be aware of another thing when it comes to Juve. Juventus has not lost a game in a long time. As a matter of fact, Juventus is sneaking back up, and they're going to be fighting for the top four, maybe starting maybe this month, maybe next, or maybe in February, maybe in March. Juventus is going to start fighting against the top four. And Fossa Interroy -5. Nice. So anyway, Juventus is going to be fighting for the top four. Okay, they have not lost a game in many weeks. Juventus right now in Europe is one of the teams that is conceding the least amount of goals. Okay, not just in Italy but in Europe. All right, so these are things to consider. We're not playing against a team like Spezia. We should have won against Spezia 5-0. Okay, we should have won 5-1. We should have won 5-1. But against Juve, it's not going to be so easy to create all those chances. As I said, against Spezia, you can have 27 chances and you're not going to score because the goalkeeper is having the greatest game of his life, because the referee makes a bad call, blah blah blah. But at Juventus, you're going to only have 7 chances. You're only going to have 8 chances, and you better be extremely focused when you're going to get those 7 chances. I see Leao in this moment being extremely focused. Nothing is going to hurt him unless Szczesny has a fucking phenomenal game. I see Ibrahimovic. Nothing can never changes Ibrahimovic. Ibrahimovic will always be dangerous no matter what. Brahim Diaz against Juve has shown to be dangerous. Rebic against Juve has shown to be dangerous. Salamakers always played great against Juve. Tonali, no problem whatsoever. Whether it's Calabria, whether it's Florenzi, no problem whatsoever. Kalulu played maybe his best game against Juve at Torino. Theo Hernandez right now has gained great momentum, great form. So in theory, the weapons are there. Okay, the weapons are there, but I'm just a fan. I'm watching the show. It's up to them. It's up to them to get in the field and use all these weapons they have and win. And they will do that. They will do that. And so it's we should have nothing to fear, and we should be pretty positive. The things that we got to watch out for, the excuses that we got to put in the saddle, is the field. The field is going to be disgusting. As I said, all the Inter players today said the field was absolutely disgusting. Inzaghi said the field was disgusting. Dzeko said the field. All these players are saying the field is disgusting. So we're going to play on a disgusting field, meaning we're probably not going to see beautiful football. Now, obviously that's what Milan's best football is, on a field that is perfect, because Milan plays all these intricate passes and likes to keep the ball. A team that just plays to defend, like Juve, is probably going to be favored by balls that are bobbling left and right. And when balls are bobbling left and right, what happens, guys? What happens? Let's think math. Let's think logic. What happens when the ball is bobbling? What is the consequence of that? The consequences of that is the 50-50 battle. The 50-50 battle. So we got to see who's going to be better at the 50-50 battle. Right? If the ball is not bobbling and is going straight, like the Camp Nou, that field is perfect, razor perfect. The ball just moves like a little missile perfectly from player to player. But at the San Siro, the ball is going to be bobbling around the ball, meaning your first touch is never going to be perfect 100%, meaning that you're going to have touches that are going to be dirty, which are going to cause the 50-50 game. You're going to see moments of ugly football. Those moments of ugly football are very important because that is football too. And that is also something that you need to win. You need to win those moments. Milan needs to win the 50-50s there. They have to be aggressive. They have to be determined. They have to not show any fear. They have to just do what they do. If they can do that in the 50-50 game, Milan is going to win the game 100%. If they win the 50-50 battle, Milan is going to win the game because, I mean, that's usually the way it is. The team that wins the 50-50 battle is the team that wins. So, we're going to expect that. How do they have one side? Who do they have on that side against Theo Rafa except for Quadrado? So they have Quadrado there, they have Kulusevski when they want to attack. They have Bernardeschi they can put on that side. Danilo is a right back that can come forward, but he's not very creative. So the offensive weapons that we need to watch out for are Quadrado. Dybala likes to play on that left side, and then he likes to come in. Like you see him on his right, our left a lot, Dybala, because he's left-footed, right? So he likes to play with the inverted foot on the right, which is our left, which is where Theo Hernandez is. So in that space, you're going to have Quadrado, Dybala, Kulusevski, Bernardeschi. You're going to have Keane. You can have Keane there. And then Danilo. You can have McKennie. It's difficult. And as a matter of fact, the journalist did ask him a good question regarding that specific topic that you're bringing up right now today in the press conference. And Pioli, his answer was, look, it doesn't matter who plays where. We have our system, and we know that when Theo moves up, we have all those spaces covered, and so it doesn't matter who plays there. Our system is very clear, and we will cover the players that we need to cover when we need to cover those players. So Pioli, his answer was very confident, was very we have our ideas are pretty crystal clear in those kind of situations, and that's what I took out of it. But yes. Speaking from the pitch, from the side of the pitch, Quadrado is very dangerous. Dybala very dangerous. McKennie can be dangerous. Bernardeschi dangerous. Danilo not so dangerous. All right. Shitty pitch makes me fear more injuries. That is also something that we need to consider. A shitty pitch does. You're running, and all of a sudden you step on something and you twist your ankle and your knee goes out. Tomori, if you're running on a perfect pitch, there's no little bumps, there's no little holes, there's no little anything that is going to deflect the way your feet step on the ground. So yes, shitty situation with the pitch. If Theo gets yellow card, we'll miss Inter Milan match, I guess so. Yeah, so Theo Hernandez has this mission impossible of trying to not get a yellow card against Juve and then against Inter, especially against Juve because he needs to play against Inter. If he gets the yellow card against Inter, it's fine. It's okay. But he has mission impossible in that side of the field where you have Dybala, where you have Quadrado, where you have Bernardeschi, where you have blah, blah, blah. He mustn't get a yellow card. I believe in the guy, guys. I believe in him. How confident you are, Roy, us winning the league? I'm 100% confident finishing top 4. Well, let me say this. First of all, confidence in us winning the league. Let's talk about that, and let's be realistic and objective with things. Let's not be just, fans. Let's be realistic, and let's also not be too negative. Milan can win the league, but things need to go our way. All right? But Milan can put themselves in a position to be in that position if certain things go our way. For example, let's say Inter loses a game that they're not supposed to lose, but we win a game. And all of a sudden, we're 2 points away. And we're putting that pressure on Inter. Let's say things keep on going. Inter draws here. We win there. And all of a sudden, we're keeping up, right? And that's what we said earlier. The progress is us not fumbling top 4, because last year we fumbled top 4, and then though we had to dig ourselves back up. The progress this year is to keep on being in the top 4 throughout and always being afloat, always having your head above water and taking that opportunity when it comes. That's the thing. the destiny of the Scudetto is not in our hands. It's in the hands of someone else. The team that is the most equipped to win the Scudetto, which is Inter. You could say Napoli, maybe. But right now, Inter has shown from the previous Scudetto and from how they are keep on playing consistency that they are the team equipped to win the Scudetto. So as long as we stay afloat and we're just looking at them, maybe they're not looking here and we can catch them there, we can win the Scudetto. And that's the reality of the matter. That's the reality of the matter. And that's what I believe from the beginning of the season. I don't think Milan is the team that has to win the Scudetto. It's never been like this year. Last year, we had to reach top four. I never believed we would have won the Scudetto last year. No chance in hell we would have won the Scudetto last year. This year, different. We can win the Scudetto. Yes, it is possible. Just like in 1999 under Zaccheroni, when there were many teams that could have won the Scudetto that year. But Milan never stopped. They kept on fighting. And sometimes when you fight and fight and fight, luck will be on your side. And when luck is on your side, all of a sudden, 1999, Milan, they win the Scudetto. Next year, Shevchenko, Pirlo, Gattuso, blah, 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 blah. The rest is history. So, yeah. Now, am I 100% confident of finishing top four? No, I'm not 100% confident, because I can't tell you what the future brings, but it should be the minimum. This team is 100% equipped to finish in top four, and that is what they should do. If they bottle the top four, then the players will have failed. Not the management, not the players will have failed. Am I confident? I don't like to say that because I don't want to jinx it or whatever. But this team, yes, should have the confidence of being top four. Those players today are confident of being top four. They're confident of winning the Scudetto, the players. This is the thing, guys. This is the thing. We play to win the Scudetto. This is the thing. We play to win the Scudetto. And by playing to win the Scudetto, we get to May with at least 10 points from the fifth. And then we go into May where we're playing against Atalanta, we're playing against Sassuolo, we're playing against Sampdoria, and we're playing against another, a Fiorentina. In that if we are 10 points away from top five, guys, those 4 games, we play them knowing that top four is not at risk. So there we go in, we focus on the Scudetto, we win all 4 of those games, we freaking bring home the Scudetto, and Inter is going to be crying because they didn't get their second star. Super objective achieved. You do that by playing today, by playing tomorrow. Tomorrow they need to play to win the Scudetto. That is tomorrow. That's what they need to do, and they will, because I saw the interview with Tomori. Tomori said that's what they're doing. I saw the interview with Ibra. Ibra said they're winning. They're playing to win. Brahim Diaz said they're playing to win. Tonali said they're playing to win. Leao said it. Theo Hernandez said it, and freaking Pioli said it. The whole team is playing to win the Scudetto. Okay. Getting Milan far ahead of fourth is more important than getting closer to Inter. I agree, because I don't know about winning the league yet. Interesting. Milan will get far ahead of Juve if it win tomorrow. That's what I care more about than reaching Inter, because I don't know about winning the league yet. Okay, fair. I just have the whole feeling that Ibrahimovic is declining drastically. That's my observation. I mean, it's possible, I guess. I haven't noticed that, to be honest with you. I haven't noticed that. I'll look a little bit further ahead. To me, I haven't seen a decline yet, but maybe you're right. Losing Kessie and possibly Roma for nothing and replacing them with young, inexperienced players. How does this convince them now in our future project in terms of signing renewals? Marshall, great question, because this is a concern that I have also. If you're going to lose Kessie, you have to bring in a midfielder of that same level. You can't bring in Pobega or Adli. You have to bring a midfielder that has that same kind of experience, a midfielder that has that same kind of quality, Renato Sanchez. And that's what the team wants to do. They want to bring in Renato Sanchez. You take out Romagnoli, well, you need to bring in someone with quality. You can't bring in an experienced youngster. Well, Botman is young, but he has a lot of quality, like Delete. Delete is young, and Delete was playing at Ajax in the Champions League. So Botman is a good purchase if you're losing Romagnoli. Now, I'm starting to become a little bit skeptic of the players that are named in the media. It just seems every single market cycle that it's always a player that nobody even heard of that ends up coming to AC Milan. But this time it should change, right? Another sign of progress is seeing this aspect change. We're seeing a lot of players come in that are, on the fringes of their teams: Florenzi, Bakayoko, Pellegri, Messias, a player that was 20, started playing professionally when he's 27, comes from Crotone, doesn't have a lot of experience. So this is the stage that's the kind of market we did. But now progress is being able to see us get those players in the intermediary level, right? Like, for example, Botman. Botman is an intermediary level kind of player, kind of purchase. So it's progress. It's a big investment. It's like Tomori, right? Tomori, we already, I guess we saw that with Tomori, but Botman is a little bit more of a name that we already know he can produce because he already has significant Champions League experience. Renato Sanchez, another one. So now Milan has more money. They have more money than they had last year because the revenue of the Champions League brought money. They sold Casa Milan. They're trying to cut in the wages. They don't have the big wage of Donnarumma, right? Hakan. So they do have more money. So now let's see the progress of the transfer market as well. That's another thing that we need to see. We need to see what the next stage is. I believe that the next stage is Belotti, Botman, Renato Sanchez. That's the next stage. And then the stage after that is Salah, is Haaland, is Messi, whatever. But we have to start to get into that intermediary stage where you're getting these players that are 20 million, 25 million. You grow the club, you win, you get in the Champions League again. You're making more money. You get more sponsors. The players, you're doing a good job in the renewals. Then you get another player that is 20, 30. You get two or three. All of a sudden, now you have a lot of players on your team, plus all these youngsters that you created that are worth 50 million, 60 million, 30 million, 25 million, 100 million, 120 million. All of a sudden, you have a lot of value right there. Okay, you have a lot of value. And with all that value, revenue, blah, 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 if you need to sell a big piece, you can sell a big piece, sure. But then you build the team. You have the stadium on your back. You're getting that revenue from the merchandise, from the tickets. You built this crazy team. Maybe you even won a Champions League getting to there. Maybe you even won a Champions League, or maybe even a final of the Champions League. But maybe you even won a Champions League getting there. All of a sudden, you have this huge, huge squad, this huge team, the same way Bayern is in Germany. This is what they want to do. It's very exciting to see that so far it is working, but the road is still long. The road is still long. I'm not sure that Bernardeschi is a name that helps. I'm not sure what you mean by that. I believe Milan will sign Messias on permanent basis and get rid of Samu and make an intensive upgrade for the right next season. Well, yeah, Samu. Yeah, we looked at Samu Casillas' situation. He's got a great contract. This is Fassone Mirabelli era, of course. Leonardo. No, this was Leonardo, I believe. So he's making a shitload of money. He still has a contract that takes him to 2023. So he has this season and next season. It's very difficult to sell a player with a contract that is so good. It's very difficult because the player at the end of the day can say, no, I'm going to stay here and I'm going to just be on the bench. And if you need me to be the third guy, whenever you need me, I'll be professional. Samu Casillas is being professional and he's working hard in training. He's working hard in training and he cares. The kid cares. Okay. When he came on that field and he played with his heart out, even scored that goal, he was crying. The guy loves AC Milan. The guy cares. He loves his teammates. He loves Teo Hernandez. He loves Brahim Diaz. That Spanish connection there. There's a great chemistry there. But someone can just like, I have this great contract. I'm okay with doing this. I'm okay being part of this journey, even if I'm on the fringes, and also because I'm getting paid a shitload of money. I have my Lamborghinis, I have my nightlife, I can wear my crazy clothes I like to wear at night, I have my soccer academy. Life is great for him. He's not playing football though. He's not playing football. It would be nicer probably if he played football. So he's sacrificing one thing for the other, and he wants to be at a club that can guarantee him the kind of football he wants. Maybe he sees himself as being a competitive player. He believes that he is competitive. He believes that he's competitive, and he wants to be at a club that is competitive. So Samu Casillo, guys, is going to be very difficult to sell. But I do agree with Messias. I think Messias is absolutely fantastic, guys. The thing that I love the most about Messias is that Messias is doing something that is very, very dangerous. He's playing like a Brazilian, but with the tactical discipline of a European. And that is very dangerous, because that if all Brazilians start playing like this, they're going to win another 3 World Cups. So we got to watch out, right? Before, the Brazilians were just playing this crazy football that nobody could stop, based on talent, based on creativity, based on magic. But in Europe, football became extremely tactical with Guardiola. Right now, you keep the ball. You never allow the players to come even close to you. The ball does the work. One touch pass, one touch pass, one touch pass, one touch pass, one touch pass. I don't need to dribble. I just need one guy to dribble. The last guy that touches the ball and then scores the goal. I just need Messi. I just need Neymar there. But everybody else, one touch, one touch, one touch, one touch, ta, 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 ta. But now, you start to have that kind of discipline, plus that incredible magic and talent that the Brazilians have produced. Very dangerous. So Messias is definitely a player that needs to stay at AC Milan, because he brings the best of both worlds, that Brazilian magic and that European tactical discipline. Okay, what's up? Oh, here. Once Inter Milan will have their own stadium, will be the end of Las Vegas team, like PSG, Man City, Las Vegas team. Well, they won't be a problem for us anymore. Once we will have our own stadium, they won't be a problem. They'll be there, but they won't be us. That's for sure. What's up, Roy? What's up, Isborn? We got Isborn in the house. If Bernardeschi comes to Milan, it'll be an Inzaghi situation he'll slaughter. Yeah, Bernardeschi, guys, is a player that if you give him minutes, if you give him space, if you give him time, and you allow him to grow and to develop and to figure out his role in the team, he can produce some exceptional football for sure. Why have we been linked with Bernardeschi for the last 3 years? Well, I think he's a player. It's been the right wing situation, right? Milan has been for this right winger for a long time, Bernardeschi being a right winger also. Chiesa, Milan wanted to get Chiesa first. Bernardeschi was in the mix. Berardi, the Italian wingers were linked with Milan quite a lot. I'm guessing Samu will leave us January. I don't think he would want to stay when he's down the pecking order after Messias and Salamanca. Well, we were just talking about Samu Casillo and about his great situation at Milan. So I just think it's going to be very difficult. We'll see if he's going to leave. Brazilians are like that. They do mostly what they're good at. All right. Okay, guys, let's move on to a few more articles. Let's see what else is happening here in the world of AC Milan. Speaking of wages and stuff, let's see this. We have Theo Hernandez and Leao. 2 of these great youngsters, the scouting department did an excellent job. Maldini in particular. Anyway, here we go. Corriere della Sera, significant pay rises await Milan stars Hernandez and Leao. Both these players had interviews. Both these players spoke highly about Pioli. Pioli got a lot of praise from his own players this week. Florenzi spoke highly of Pioli, I believe. I know Theo Hernandez did, and I know Leao did. So a lot of love. There's a lot of love, a lot of gratitude. A lot of gratitude from the youngsters to Pioli. Pioli seems to, out of the blue, Pioli seems to be this incredible coach when it comes to developing youngsters. Now, let's see what you can do with the youngsters you developed. I'm very curious. AC Milan are working hard to renew the contracts of some of their key players following what has been a lesson learned with the likes of Gigio Donnarumma and Frank Kessie, and they seem to be making progress. Theo Hernandez and Rafael are next in line of the renewal front as talks are underway with a respective agent. According to today's edition of Corriere della Sera, they are on the verge of putting pen to paper. Okay. Both are currently contracted with the club up until 2024. Man, both of them still have a long time, uh, a long obligation with AC Milan. And the new deadline, once the contracts are registered, should be 2026. They also earn roughly the same amount, currently 1.5 million per year, and will both get their salaries tripled to 4 million. Damn. I mean, once they get paid 4 million, though, the responsibilities are going to be big. Considering how both of them have performed this season, and especially at the start of this year, it makes perfect sense to lock them down, but also reward them. Hopefully, the deals will be finalized soon and announced. Now, the question will always come to be, what happens when PSG says, they'll forget about 4 million, I'll give you 10 and 3 houses around the world, you choose where, and 10 cars of your liking. They'll be in your garage the day you sign. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? The only thing you have to hope is that these players are morally intact, because the right decision to do, if you want to follow football, a football path, is to keep on playing at Milan, except for 4 million, and grow in this team and win something important in this team, and then become a very special player, and then get your next contract. If you go to PSG right away, 10 million, you might get lost in the pecking order, and it might benefit you in the bank, but career-wise, it might hurt you. Anyway, I don't know. We'll see. There's no way we're getting Belotti of Toronto serious. We have that 7 million a year limit. Come on, Elliot. Yeah, if he chooses to get 50 million a year, we're not nothing. Sanjar say, what's up? Hello, Sanjar. How you doing? Sanjar is an Interista from where did I see Sanjar? Sanjar was at the Red Devil Studio stream, guys. Red Devil Studio. Subscribe to Red Devil Studio. No way. Look at Juventus. They have their own stadium, but still they can't compete with other APL teams in PSG. It's a league that needs improvement. The league also needs improvement. Yes, sir. But Juventus is doing things wrong because they have a lot of money. Sure, they have a lot of money. And they're paying their players almost just as much PSG is paying their players. I mean, just a few months ago, Juventus was paying a certain Cristiano Ronaldo. The problem with Juventus is that they're paying 7 million Rabiot. They're paying 7 million Ramsey. They're paying 7 million Bernardeschi. I mean, that's the issue with Juventus. Juventus needs to redo everything from the beginning when it comes to the wages, because the wages do not make any sense. The hierarchy of the wages at Juve is a big problem. When Ramsey is making more money than some of the players that are playing every day, it's bad. It's not, and how much money? It's not a little bit. It's a lot more money. All right, let's move on. Juventus played 2 Champions League finals since they have their new stadium. Yeah, and of course, Juventus, their progress, and we saw what the stadium brought. The stadium brought Champions League football. The stadium brought Cristiano Ronaldo. But then you have to keep on winning. That's the thing. You have to win. If you don't win, it's trouble. It's trouble. Marotta. All right. Okay, guys, let's go towards the end of this. We have two more reports. What the fuck is this? Guys, please like the video. I always forget to ask, guys. Please like the video. Tomorrow, guys, I think we're doing the watch along, but we're not going to start from the beginning of the match. And then I think Laird is not available tomorrow, so I'm going to be doing the post-match. Pioli discusses Lao's habit of smiling when dribbling. Having fun is fundamental. Yes, it is fundamental. And making your fans have fun is what it's all about. Allegri. Rafael Leao has been one of the standout players for AC Milan this season, and especially at the start of this year. In the last 4 games, the winger has registered an impressive 3 goals and 2 assists. He has been on crazy fire. Guys, look at that. Not good. Not good. And Inter even have one more game at hand. La capolista se ne va. They're fucking singing. They're singing La capolista se ne va. In an interview with The Guardian, Pioli was asked about a special habit of Leao. Every time he takes on a defender or runs with the ball forward, he has a smile on his face, and this has caught the attention of the Milan fans. At the beginning, it worried me a little. Later, I realized that this really was something that just comes out while he is playing, simply that his face does. And then it was beautiful. It's beautiful to be yourself. Yeah, guys, it's not a smile. It's just what he does with his face when he's concentrated. Having fun is fundamental. That's a thing that we look for. We try to be as serious as possible, committed and professional. But football is passion, enjoyment. When you train lads who are very young, you need them to put their enthusiasm on the pitch. Man, Pioli is such a great coach. Milan will take on Juventus tomorrow evening, and Lau is expected to start on the left flank. It remains to be seen if he can get on the score sheet again, but it's clear that he will be a key player for the Rossoneri. Rossoneri. Guys. Opinion piece. Another opinion piece. This opinion piece here. AC Milan will take on Juventus in the 23rd round of Serie A tomorrow evening, and they will be looking to bounce back from the recent defeat. By the looks of it, they will have a secret weapon on the bench. So Rebic starting on the bench. We spoke about that. The player in question is Rebic, who was expected to start on the bench as Leao has had a fantastic start to 2022. For this game, however, the Croatian international might come out on top. Both times, I think Rebic played against Juve, he started from the bench, or the second time he didn't, I don't remember. In fact, Milan's number 12 has scored in each of his last 3 league games against Juve, most recently securing the 1-1 draw at Allianz Stadium. Furthermore, the touring club are the favorite victims of his career. 5 goals against Torino, 4 goals against Juve. Wow. These are very impressive numbers, and only one player has managed to score in more consecutive games against Juve, namely Mauro Icardi. Wow, he scored in 5 consecutive games between 13 and 15. With all this in mind, it wouldn't be surprising to see Rebic come off the bench in the second half and score. Bruh, speaking of jinxing shit, huh? This guy just jinxing the fucking Rebic. Rebic, man, you shouldn't have screamed. You shouldn't have screamed. You shouldn't have screamed. All right, guys. I think that is the last of all reports for today. I think we spoke about everything today. All the news. We have a Marko. We have this new player, Lazetic, or whatever his name is. Lazetic. Lazetic. Okay. Oh, okay. Let's finish with this one here. Last one of the day, guys. We'll dedicate to our friend Gabbia. Sky. Gabbia to renew Milan contract as loan move could take place this month. As a result of many injuries, Matteo Gabbia has come in handy for AC Milan this season, and his performances have also been decent. However, with a centre back on the way in, he could leave on loan. Forced to deal with the injury of Simon Kjaer and the positive COVID test of Alessio Romagnoli and Ficaio Tomori, now also injured, Stefano Pioli played Gabbia and Pierre Carullo in the defense. A very inexperienced pair that actually performed quite well. It's only this upcoming round that the manager at least will be able to count on the services of Romagnoli. Remember, Romagnoli coming from COVID, always weird when these players come back from COVID. Gabbia should thus be on the bench for tomorrow's game against Juve, always ready to come in and contribute. According to Sky Italia, the youngster is close to renewing his contract with Milan until 2026. Okay, very good. The current deal will expire in 2024, and the Rossoneri have a lot of faith in him for the future. Good messaging. Per the report, if a defender were to arrive before the window closes, the Milan are ready to send Gabbia out on loan, and Cagliari is likely destination. But this report also does not say that Maldini has also stated that there might not be a need for a central defender. So that we might just keep the defenders that we have and continue with the defenders that we have. If Napoli wins, you'll play as third in the league tomorrow night. It's okay, bro. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The difference between us and Juve Merda is that we'll bring major signings, and we've said we'll want to do the same. How can we continue to strive like that plan? Well, we don't have a choice. We don't have a choice. We have to trust the process. We have to trust the process. If we can win both games against Juventus and Inter, then I still believe in the Scudetto, or else it's over. Um, well, yes and no. Yes, because if you win, huge boost of confidence. The table, great for the table. No, you still have a few months coming up. March, well, February, where we don't have a lot of difficult games in February. On paper, we should be winning all those games in February. March, we should be winning all the games in March. On paper, we should be. We're playing against all the smaller teams. April, we're playing against all the smaller teams. And then May, the last month, we're playing against some of the more difficult teams. But between the month of February, March, and April, we're only playing one semi-big team a month. Then all the other teams are smaller teams. So we still have a lot of room to do a lot of points. But the same thing can be said about Inter, by the way. If we can win both games against Juventus and Inter, then I still believe in this. Speak more about him, about Gabbia. Gabbia is the under-21. He's the under-21 player of the national team. If the people at Coverciano think that Gabbia is worthy enough to wear the Italian blue shirt, then this player is special, okay? So Gabbia just needs to grow. He needs time. He needs to play. And he needs to just be given the opportunities that he deserves. I don't understand financial problems in Serie A. How can you still sign Vlahovic while they aren't? Well, guys, Juventus is backed by Fiat. Fiat is a huge company in Italy. Fiat is one of the biggest car companies in the world. So Juventus has this the Agnelli family. So Juventus doesn't, and plus they have their own stadium too. Okay, so they're always going to get injections of money to cover here, cover there. It's just the way it is. Roy, stop saying trust the process. We don't want to sound like Arsenal. But we don't have a choice. The difference between Arsenal and Milan is this, that Milan right now has to go through this process of sustainability. Okay, we're not, that is more important than anything, to reach the point of sustainability, because once you have reached that task, once you have achieved that task, then everything from there on is uphill. Then guys, trust me, once we reach sustainability, freaking Bezos is going to buy Milan, Louis Vuitton is going to buy Milan, Qatar is going to, because at that point, all these people that want to spend money like crazy, they're going to want to buy a club that can sustain itself. But a club right now, the best thing that could have ever happened to AC Milan is Elliott. Elliott doing everything correct, by the book, doing everything like a responsible parent should be doing. Then once the child has grown into maturity, it's over for everybody else. It's over for everybody else. You think this club is dead? Do you think the club is dead and is going to become like Arsenal? It's going to become like Borussia Dortmund? No, this club is a club that was born to be amongst the elite. This is an elite club with an elite pedigree, and they're not going to demand any less. The fans demand the top. The club demands the top. Its history demands the top. Its infrastructure demands the top. Its museum demands the top. So that's what they're working for. They're not working to become like Arsenal. They're not working to become like any of these kind of teams. Fiorentina is like a feeder club to Juventus. They already signed Bernardeschi, Chiesa, and probably Vlahovic. It is true that Fiorentina has Juventus is definitely still winning in that department, and that's a fact. That's just a fact. In Italy, Juventus is winning the market, so we have to be creative and we have to do the way we are doing things, which is absolutely fantastic. Okay. All right, guys. So having said that, guys, everybody, tomorrow, big game, and be positive, be courageous, good vibes to the squad, no fear. Juventus is Juventus is going to come to AC Milan, and they're going to feel the wrath. They're going to feel the wrath, and we're going to show them what it's all about. And the team is going to believe. The team is going to believe. So, guys, we're going to end here today. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. It was fun. Unfortunately, on Saturdays, I do this pretty late because I can't do it earlier in the morning. Therefore, Lart sometimes cannot join me on Saturdays. But we're going to keep on doing the Milan dailies. Monday, we're going to do Milan daily. Tomorrow, we're going to do post-match, probably open line post-match. So it should be fun. I'm going to be the moderator tomorrow because I don't think Lart is available. And guys, like the freaking video. What the hell are you waiting for? Like the video and do all that good stuff. And as always, guys, as always, there's only two words from the north to the south, from the east to the west, straight down in the center. Forza Milan. Guys, thank you for joining me today. We will see you tomorrow. Have a great evening, great morning, great night, great afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Forza Milan. Let's go get him. Let's go get Juve tomorrow. Forza Milan. Ciao.